and welcome to Christina Cakes It. I'm Christina and today I'm showing you my favorite gluten-free pie crust recipe. So as we are filming this, Thanksgiving is next week and I wanted to start prepping my pie crust. I always like to do that in advance. And I thought it would be great to film it for YouTube. So I've tried a lot of different gluten-free recipes for pie crusts, and this is the one that is my absolute favorite. And if you have worked with gluten-free pie crusts before, then you know they actually are a little bit finicky and they really don't roll or work the same way as your traditional pie crusts. So just a few caveats before I get started. I have never been successful with any gluten-free crust with like the really cool like weaving patterns or all the like geometric pie crust designs that I've filmed in the past. For whatever reason, gluten-free pie crust, really you're just gonna get a simple pie design. You can definitely do cutouts with this recipe, but I have yet to figure out the recipe that allows for weaving or geometric designs. And even though I can't do geometric designs with this pie crust, it tastes absolutely delicious because it is mostly made with butter and just a little bit of shortening, and that combination is gonna give the perfect, delicious texture. So to make this recipe, there's just a few simple ingredients that I'm gonna be using. So I have 2 1/4 cups of gluten-free flour, and this mix does contain xanthan gum, but if yours doesn't, you're gonna use 2 1/4 cups of flour plus 1 1/4 teaspoon of xanthan gum, but like I said, mine already has it in there. I'm using 1/2 cup of very cold butter, like this just got out of the refrigerator, and I'm actually gonna chop this up into little tiny pieces. 4 tablespoons or 1/4 cup of shortening, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and about 1/2 cup of very cold water. So I actually just took this out of the freezer. It was in the freezer for like half an hour before I started filming. So before I start, I am going to just chop this up into smaller pieces. I have even seen some people that use like a cheese grater to grate their butter into like really teeny tiny shreds, which I think is very clever. I've actually never done it. But we're trying to get the pieces really small before we cut them into our actual crust. So one great thing about this recipe is it makes a very generous amount, and I use this for 1 pie crust plus some extra for decorations, but you could separate this out into 2 simple pie crusts. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add everything except for the water to my bowl. And I'm gonna use a pastry cutter to cut this together. And so what we're doing is cutting the fat in with the flour. And if you don't have a pastry cutter, you could use 2 forks and mash it. I have actually done that before. But fun fact, the pastry cutter is actually my favorite kitchen tool, and I love Thanksgiving time because I get to use it a lot. And if you guys watch my channel, you know secretly I absolutely adore making pies, so I definitely bust out my pastry cutter quite often throughout the year. So I'm just basically like smashing this in. It's called cutting the fat. I'm ready to add the water, and I know this because I really can only see very tiny pieces of butter. You are gonna see like little tiny chunks, and that's actually good. It makes it taste really delicious. So it's okay that you're gonna see tiny little pieces of butter that still haven't been like completely mixed in. So from here, I'm gonna add in my 1/2 cup of ice cold water. And what I found is sometimes I need a little bit more, so I always have a little extra on hand. So I'm just gonna mix this in. So many times you hear people describe pie dough as becoming shaggy when it's ready, and that seems kind of like a weird term, and I didn't really understand what that meant until I started making my own crust. And when you are making your own crust, you will absolutely understand what it means when the pie crust becomes shaggy. So you're gonna mix this all together, and I am gonna switch to actually kneading it together with my hands. A little bit dry, so I'm gonna add a couple tablespoons of water. So from here, I'm going to form it into a disc, and if you want to use this right away, you're going to chill it for at least 30 minutes in the fridge before rolling it out. You could keep it in the fridge for up to 2 days, or you can freeze it up to a month before you use it, just to thaw it in the fridge overnight. And then if it's still too hard to roll from the fridge, you're going to set it on the counter for a few minutes until it softens up. So something else that I've learned with gluten-free crust is, although I can get this to roll out, some people do have trouble with it, or I've had trouble with it in the past. You can actually simply press it into the pie plate. That's actually the easiest method if you're getting frustrated and your pie crust is not rolling. So normally I wrap this in saran wrap, but I cannot find my saran wrap anywhere, so I'm actually putting it in a gallon-sized bag here, which is totally fine. And as I mentioned, this makes a generous amount of pie crust. So if you're using this for one crust, you're definitely gonna have some left over for decorations, or you could use it for 2 simple pie crusts. So we're gonna flatten this into a disc, and that's just gonna help us roll it out a little bit easier. And we're gonna pop this into the fridge for at least 30 minutes to chill. All right, so my pie dough has been chilling for about 30 minutes in the fridge, and now I'm going to roll it out if it will cooperate with me. If not, I'll just press it in. So I'm going to just add some gluten-free flour to my little, what's this called? Pastry mat. So I'm gonna add a little bit of gluten-free flour to my pastry mat, as well as some to my rolling pin. So the best thing to do with gluten-free crust is just press it in. So it's gonna roll out really nicely, but it is really hard to transfer to your pie plate. And you're just gonna press it right in, and this is like the no frustration method. I used to be so afraid of pie crust, let alone gluten-free pie crust, that I actually used to buy it like years and years ago. But I think you guys would agree with me, a homemade pie crust makes a huge difference. Like, it's a complete game changer in your pie. Like, I think pie crust that is store-bought, like, it makes the pie, no matter what, it's gonna be like a C+. And then if you make a pie crust, it's gonna taste A+. my gluten-free crust is done, and this pie is actually going to turn into a gluten-free apple pie by request of my husband. And from here, you can either fill it with whatever filling you're going to use and bake it. If you need a pre-baked crust, you're gonna bake this at 400 for between 14 and 15 minutes. And a little known fact is you can actually get your crusts ready ahead of time before you make your fillings. So I'm actually going to put this into, I'm gonna wrap it in saran wrap. I found it off camera. And put it into the freezer, and I'm going to actually make the pies next weekend. So you guys can actually make these really far in advance to help with scheduling. So I really hope that you enjoyed watching me make this recipe, and I hope if you guys are gluten-free or if you have a gluten-free loved one that you guys will try it. This pie crust is definitely the best gluten-free pie crust I have ever had, and you will definitely hear the same feedback. And if you did like this episode, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.